Good evening, and welcome to the Female Solution Global Broadcast. I'm Naim Latif, executive producer, and as always, we appreciate you so much for joining us every 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. broadcast, Monday through Friday, and also joining us at 12 noon on Saturdays and Sundays. We continue to expand and we'll bring you more information, more news, more reports on our wonderful expansion as we introduce to you more enlightened content creators who can share information with you and inspire you with information that empowers you. We'll be right back and we'll bring you more exciting guests as we join On the Case with Chinta Strausberg. Exciting guests and empowering topics and fascinating conversation. And we want you to join us too. Call in 727-731-5192 because we want to hear from you. We'll be right back with Chinta Strausberg, and she is once again on the case. See you soon.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution.
In which we're doing this documentary for Douglas Robinson, Your Death Will Not Be in Vain.
He was a heck of a great dude.
And I love Doug. Doug loved me.
Just being around him, he had a good spirit. He was a healing person.
They are there.
Get SROs back.
When you give to the poor,
should not be forced out of their neighborhoods when it goes through a period of transformation.
because there are too many people who are losing their homes to taxes because they can't pay a $1,000 tax bill.
Welcome to Master Force with Mushim Suit. Join us each week on Thursdays at 7 a.m. Central, live on Facebook and YouTube on the Female Solution page, as we dive into powerful topics designed to assist you in mastering your life force. Our conversations feature a diverse lineup of experts, all dedicated to your growth. Tune in weekly to discover new ways to elevate your spirit and raise your vibration. And remember, we are ascending.
We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Peleo. In South Africa, Sawubona. In Senegal, Nangadef. In Kenya, Jambo. In Israel, Shalom.
In Pakistan, Afghanistan, Palestine, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all. Join us live on the on-air radio network called 727-731-5192. We want to talk to you.
What's up, guys? It's Osada, the host of the Gathering of the Griots podcast, part of the Female Solution. Want you to join us every Tuesday morning from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. And guess what we do? We interview authors of the Soulful Chicago Book Fair. The books, the experiences, the lifestyles, all of it with fervor. So be there right on the Soulful Chicago Book Fair YouTube page or on the Female Solution Facebook page. We look forward to having you and all our literary essence. Peace.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif, and if you're watching this, that means you're one of the 4.6 billion people from around the world who are using an electronic device to talk to people. In these times, people are using the internet to talk to everybody. Friends, neighbors, family members, co-workers. People are on their cell phones and computers all day long. Now, if you're in business, that is great news. That means you can sell your products and services all day long and never have to leave your home. All you need is a media connection, somebody to connect you to an audience. And that's why I'm talking to you today. We produce programs, and our audience members are people who shop. They buy clothes, food, beauty supplies, cleaning supplies, home repair, transportation services, childcare services. Whatever you're selling, they need to buy it. We're your media connection. Just follow this link, and tomorrow you can sit back and relax at home while your business is making you money.
Leaders of nonprofits empowering worlds. Let's go.
But the vision that God gave me, I felt that it was time for me to step out and work on the vision that God gave me.
We need look no further. We have a unique voice. We have a unique talent pool.
And we are back. You are watching the Female Solution Global Broadcast. I'm Naima Latif, executive producer, and we're
Mommy teaches the young ninja, teaches him to be cool. Mommy teaches the young ninja, teaches him to take a breath. Mommy teaches the young ninja, teaches him to be cool, teaches him to have a rest. Mommy teaches the young ninja, teaches him to be cool, teaches him to do his best. Mommy teaches the young ninja, teaches him to be cool, teaches him to ace his test. Mommy teaches the young ninja, teaches him to be cool, teaches him to trust himself. Mommy teaches the young ninja, teaches him to be cool, teaches him to choose good food. Mommy teaches the young ninja, teaches him to be cool, teaches him to see his best. Mommy teaches the young ninja, teaches him to be cool. Mommy teaches the young ninja.
I just love that commercial, produced by our own Mushem Sut, who is the Thursday morning host on the Female Solution, and her show Master Force teaches us how to be masters, how to master our minds, our bodies, and our spirits. And her guests give us powerful information in reforming our thinking so that we may in fact be the masters we were designed to be. All of our hosts bring you empowering information, and we are excited to be able to expand on the Female Solution and on our global network, the On Air Network. On Air stands for Online Network of Associated Internet Radio Hosts, and we connect with powerful content creators all across the globe. And you have met many of our international guests who are constantly bringing facts, information, and new revelations for many of us so that we can change our thinking. We are in the process of changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be, and we tell you this every day. The way we do this is to undo the programming that makes you believe you are powerless. And if you have been panicking based on what you see in the news, then we urge you to change what you're watching so that what you see is not frightening you, but encouraging you. The things that you see that make you feel bad are a signal that you should not be watching these things. If you cannot feel confident that what you're seeing is the positive transformation of the society, and instead you are living in fear, that is a sign you need to change the channel. And so we give you channels to watch. We recommend to you podcasters that are powerful. And we will be launching on our Wednesday show, starting in March, a series called Voices of Enlightenment. And these are the podcasters that we recommend on the On Air Media Network, so that you can hear a different version of reality, rather than the reality that makes you afraid and makes you believe that the world is coming to an end and makes you believe that people are in authority over you that are going to destroy you. We introduce you to those who are enlightening you to the reality that what is actually happening is a transformation. And there is resistance from the old guard, not wanting to let go of power and control. But it's no accident that we're seeing new forms of currency arising, taking control of our desire to interchange and interact and exchange, taking it out of the hands of big corporate interests, big bankers, and putting it back in the hands of individuals who simply choose to work together. There's no accident that people are being inspired to create different kinds of bartering systems so that they can decide who they want to work with and how much their time is worth, and they can exchange. And there's no great central authority deciding whether or not they can do this. There's no accident that people are getting inspired to grow their own food and start urban farming and save seeds so that they have the power to produce new life. It's no accident that these things are happening, and we bring you hosts that share this information, and we connect you to other programs that help you to see a different version of reality, one that empowers you. So rather than spend your energy being frightened and being made to feel powerless, we empower you with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding so that you see that the time we're living in is the time of transformation. It is the time when we take back our power and never give it away again, where we educate our children in the principles and values we wish them to have. They're rebelling right now because what they've been forced to learn is useless information. So they're showing us that the system that was forced upon them is destructive. They're reflecting that to us so that we may make decisions to educate our children ourselves and stop giving them over to these killing fields, killing their mind, their spirit, their incentive, their creativity. Why are we doing this? Why are we planning for our children a life of enslavement to a system that despises them and misuses them and will imprison them so that they can be re-enslaved? Why are we doing that? We now have the power to choose better. And we bring you hosts that show you how. We'll be introducing to you next week some of our new voices joining the Female Solution Global Broadcast. And these are people that have been giving us insight so that we can make better decisions in our personal lives. And we also are expanding to include those content creators who have a message, and we're making sure that you receive that message. So we're going to take a quick break and be right back, and we're going to introduce you to more powerful people as we join Chinta Strausberg as she's once again on the case. We'll be right back as we once again greet our global family joining us from all around the world. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Peleo. In South Africa, Sawubona. In Senegal, Nangadef. In Kenya, Jambo. In Israel, Shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, Palestine, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all. Join us live on the on-air radio network called 727-731-5192. We want to talk to you.
In which we're doing this documentary for Douglas Robinson, Your Death Will Not Be in Vain.
He was a heck of a great dude.
And I love Doug. Doug loved me.
Just being around him, he had a good spirit. He was a healing person.
They are there.
Get SROs back.
When you give to the poor,
should not be forced out of their neighborhoods when it goes through a period of transformation.
Because there are too many people who are losing their homes to taxes because they can't pay a $1,000 tax bill.
And we are back, and you are watching the Female Solution Global Broadcast, and I am Naima Latif, executive producer. And we are always grateful to our hosts. Now, we've got some hosts that go above and beyond the call of duty all the time. And if you're in Chicago, you know the phenomenal work of that outstanding journalist and investigative reporter, Chinta Strausberg. Well, she joins us every Friday evening with On the Case with Chinta Strausberg. And she's been on the case so much. Well, my dear sister needs to rest a little bit so that she can recharge and rejuvenate. But we're a team, so we're always ready to step in and fill in. And you'll see her back again next week. And in the meantime, in between time, as they say, I want to introduce you to those new faces you're going to see on the Female Solution. And as always, These are individuals who are already making a difference in the world. Now, of course, you already know that we have expanded to a twice a day schedule, and we will be airing even more shows that you may have missed so that you can see what you may have missed that you need to know. But here we are. We know our lineup Monday through Friday. And first, of course, is Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Central Time. And you can see and hear her on the Female Solution Global Broadcast and also on the Higher Learning TV show on YouTube. And if you pay attention, you might even get a chance to spend some time with her on TikTok. And then, of course, Monday evenings, there's All About Our Liberation with Heather Bird. And if you're a literary person, this is somebody you need to listen to and vibe with, because she brings out the creative arts. And all of us have a word that we need to share. And then we've got, and she's on the first and third Mondays. And Heather Bird, award-winning author, poet, and writing coach, is CEO of Bird's World and creator of the Future Author Quiz for aspiring authors. And she offers guidance for writers who are ready to take their literary creations to the next level and introduce their stories to readers. We all got a story inside. And then the second and fourth Mondays, join us for Mercy Seat with Unaya E. And Unaya is a spiritual mentor and author devoted to guiding women through healing, renewal, and personal transformation. She's passionate about helping families reconnect to faith, unity, and purpose. Through her teachings and writings, she offers practical wisdom, compassionate guidance, and spiritual insight for those seeking wholeness. Her mission is to empower individuals to grow, heal, and walk boldly in alignment with truth. And she's also an upcoming author. You know, many of our hosts are authors with books that you will see in the upcoming Soulful Chicago Book Fair, produced by none other than our Tuesday host of Gathering of the Griots with Asada. The Soulful Chicago Book Fair founder, Asada, introduces exciting authors who share thought-provoking stories in the books they have written that give us inspiration and information to enhance our lives. Meet these authors at the Soulful Chicago Book Fairs held throughout the year in notable places throughout Chicago. And this year's event will be at Little Black Pearl on 47th Street in Chicago, February 15th. You don't want to miss that. And of course, you can see her show live on the Soulful Chicago Book Fair Facebook page, as well as all the other social media. And she's got a very exciting expansion coming for her show that's going to empower you financially. And be on the lookout for that, because we need to change some things so we can change some things. So she'll be at the forefront as the Harriet Tubman of crypto of that transformation. So be looking out for that. And then we've got Tuesday evenings 7 p.m. Central Time. What woke looks like. It's hashtag what woke looks like with Yo the Spiritualist. Are you aware of the new spiritual awakening that is sweeping across the earth? Are you experiencing a transformation into the powerful being you truly are? Join Yolanda, Yo the Spiritualist, and her guests and find out what it really means to be woke. Yes. Our hosts are ushering in a new era on the earth. That's how powerful these women are. And that's why they're with us on the Female Solution Global Broadcast, because we're speaking to the world and we're transforming the world. And of course, we have been working with family dynamics, whether it's your personal family, your community family, or your international family. Reconnecting the family. I'm with you every Wednesday, and in March we are launching the show which will introduce to you those content creators that are changing the world. And the show will be entitled Voices of Enlightenment. Some of them have been guests on the show. A few of them have even been hosts of shows here on the Female Solution, but all of them are here on a mission, and they produce shows that you should be watching every day instead of the garbage that you are watching. They produce empowering shows. And rather than you watching disinformation, you need to tune in to those who are preparing you for the new earth that is coming. Make no mistake about it. It is coming for those who are ready and aware. And we have with us the first and third Wednesdays, the Let's Get Uncomfortable show with Aaron and Wendy. And attorney Wendy Williams, who's no stranger to the Female Solution, and the Reverend Dr. Attorney Aaron McLeod introduce those topics which may be socially taboo but have a profound impact on our lives and need to be openly discussed, even if it makes us a bit uncomfortable. And as attorneys, they deal with a whole lot of things. And usually when you have to go to court, there are some very uncomfortable situations, but you have to talk about it, because whether it's bankruptcy or child support, these are things that come about as a result of behaviors that we needed to have addressed. And so we got our brother here, Aaron McLeod, along with Wendy, and they hold down the fort every first and third Wednesday. And you're going to hear more from our dear brother, Aaron McLeod, who is about to launch some shows on our expanding network on air. So we are excited because we have created a means to give a voice to those who have something to say and need to be heard. And next, we've got our dear sister, Master Force Coaching with Mushemsut, author, executive life coach, and founder of Master Force International Leadership Academy. Rita Mushemsut Stewart shares her more than 40 years experience. Look at she's barely 40 years old. Her more than 40 years experience to help you become a master over your life force. That's what it's about, being the master that you are. You can master your mind, your body, and your spirit. You have no need to live in fear. That's what she teaches. So tune on in. And then we've got Thursday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Time, Nonprofits Empowering Worlds with Bridget. Welcome to Nonprofits Empowering Worlds, where vision meets impact, hosted by Bridget Scarborough, Master of Education, nonprofit strategist, and founder of 501c3 My.org. This podcast spotlights the trailblazers reshaping the nonprofit landscape. And it's organizations that make a difference. When you have an idea and you put it in an organized form, that's what gives you power. And she introduces those who have taken an idea and brought it to fruition. And perhaps that may inspire some of you to take your ideas and bring them to fruition as well. And then we've got Fridays, our dear songbird coffee break with Cinnabella. Take a morning coffee break and sit down with the performing artist and songwriter Cinnabella, the Bronzeville diva, as she introduces you to some fascinating creative artists who are making a cultural impact locally and globally as they inspire audiences with their unique talents. And you need to tune on in with your cup of coffee every Friday morning and join Cinnabella. And now we've got On the Case with Chinta Strausberg, Fridays 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Time. And this veteran journalist, investigative reporter, and talk show host, Chinta Strausberg, provides insight on issues of politics, civil rights, and economic justice with elected officials, community leaders, social activists, business executives, and decision makers who make an impact in our world. And that is what she does on Friday evenings. And she works tirelessly, nonstop, day and night. So we're going to give her a little bit of rest tonight and give you a recap on all of the fabulous work that is being done every day on the Female Solution. So now we're about to take you overseas across the water. Every first Saturday, 12 noon to 1 p.m. Central Time is Global Talks with Xana. Xana Martin brings a global perspective as a world traveler who is actively involved in the issues that affect the quality of our lives. Her guests share their stories of triumph over adversity, and whether they're living in Europe, Asia, Africa, or Australia, they are united by a common desire to make the world a better place to live. And we've been traveling all over the world with our host, Xana, meeting some fascinating people. And that just lets us know everybody's just a plane ride away. So tune on in the first Saturday for some Global Talks with Xana. Live from London. And now we have introducing to you, and you've seen this beautiful face, and now you're going to see it regularly every second Saturday at 12 noon, Escaping Jezebel's Web. The conversations we don't have with Kasira. Can we get it right? Kasira LV Potts brings us Escaping Jezebel's Web, a healing-centered podcast that gives voice to conversations many women avoid. Relationships, motherhood, faith, shame, cycles, and personal accountability. It's rooted in testimony, truth, and liberation, offering honest dialogue without judgment and creating space for growth and freedom. You know, we can't heal the world until we heal ourselves. And sometimes those things we don't want to talk about are the things we need to talk about so that we can stop feeling that one thing she mentioned, shame. We need to let go of all the shame and self-blame and face who we are so we can become who we need to be. So you're going to listen to a powerful voice every second Saturday right here on the Female Solution, Kasira. And as we know, we are learning how to navigate this globe as we move around with Deborah every third Saturday, 12 noon to 1 p.m. Central Time. And her mission is to increase travel awareness, helping you decide when, where, and how to travel and what to do during the journey. Travel is an educational journey, not to miss. And you know, when we're afraid of people, it's because we have not met them. and we have not experienced them, and we don't understand their culture. The best way to educate yourself is to travel. And that removes fear. And Deborah shows us how to do it safely and effectively so that we benefit from it. So you're going to move around with Deborah every third Saturday. And we've got all the talent that is in this world. We've got to tune into Global Virtual Teen Talent Competition with the Higher Learning Network TV. And our dear sister Zelda speaks as she speaks about talented teens, tweens, and tots, bringing us those individuals who just need to be seen and recognized. And then we can see the value among us. We need to know the jewels that are among us. And she brings them to us every fourth Saturday of the month. And then we have got coming to us after a stint in the motherland in Ghana, From Seed to Systems with Cicely. Every first and third Sunday, she's coming to us. And of course, you've seen Cicely McLennan as CEO of New African Image Makers, part of a global multimedia push to generate African-centered media, information, and analysis. And Cicely introduces guests who solve problems, explaining solutions from seed to systems. And we've learned quite a bit about farming and international trade. So continue to listen in and learn something. And you can go from seed to systems with Cicely. Now we are bringing you another powerful educator. Education Nation with Michelle every second and fourth Sunday, 12 noon to 1 p.m. Central Time. And this is with Michelle. Michelle Renee is an experienced educator and literacy advocate of over 40 years who has helped many students achieve academic success. She promotes literacy and shares literacy resources and information to build the community. As we prepare to take responsibility for the education of our children, we need to hear these voices, because the world is not as it has been. We are taking back our power to educate the future leaders who are now babies in our laps and will soon be running the world. And we are preparing them for a new world. And we need a new education. So get ready to tune in to Education Nation with Michelle, the second and fourth Sunday on the Female Solution. So these are the powerful voices that we are bringing to you. And as we continue to expand and prepare you for the world that is coming, we want you to think about where you would like to be a year from now and how you are going to contribute to the new world that is awakening. Right now, we're in the stage of labor pains. And if you've ever had a child, you know it gets kind of intense before the birth of the new baby. We're about to experience a new birth here on earth. And so what you're experiencing now is the labor pains beforehand. Do not be afraid or panicked, because once the baby is born, all you feel is joy. We're going to take a quick break and come right back and give you more of what's in store as we expand and build our global network of powerful content creators that you need to follow and subscribe to. and listen to and watch so that you have a true understanding of the reality that's unfolding. We'll be right back after this quick break, so just stick and stay. Don't stray away. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms.
And in case you didn't notice the resemblance, we're also three sisters.
We're going to be coming to you every week, sharing our successes and our mistakes as we navigate our lives as moms, wives, sisters, daughters, and of course, Black women in today's world.
We'll talk about it all: race, politics, religion, economics, culture, and we'll take a look at everything from whether or not to use corporal punishment to how do you teach your children about sex.
Look for our upcoming book, Growing Up Charles. It's a personal story about our lives growing up in Maple Park on Chicago's South Side. I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms. Follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Three Black Moms.
And we are back. And yes, that is another one of our productions, Three Black Moms. In case you didn't recognize the face, myself, my sisters, and we're coming out with our book, our collaborative book, Growing Up Charles. And we get a chance to not just reminisce, but perhaps inspire some people, because we grew up in a community of young couples, World War II veterans in the early 60s. And at first, the banks would not give the Black veterans home loans. And so Tallman Bank decided to finance 300 homes in what is now called Maple Park community. On the maps, it just says West Pullman, but it's known as Maple Park, where we live. And our story isn't about the ghetto with pimps and prostitutes. We had working families, two-parent homes, nice lawns, pet dogs and cats, and all of that wholesome beaver cleaver kind of existence. Don't laugh. I know that's for some of y'all's time, but it takes away a lot of the stereotypes about growing up African American, and it shows what happens when we do have a community. And much of our experience, our culture, had to do with the value of family, the value of dignity and respect and honor, and just things that you just didn't do because you respected yourself, and values that we grew up with. So we're sharing our experience. Now, of course, there are some real things, because we're all human, and you make choices based on your understanding at the time. But what we experienced in the process of writing this book is an appreciation for what our parents overcame, and even them having political discussions in the household, how that enlightened us. And think about what kind of things you talk about in your house around your children. What kind of conversations do you have? What kind of TV programs do you watch? I remember there was a time, when Black people on TV was such a special thing. Anytime somebody Black was on the TV, we tuned in and watched. Oh, Black person, with Ed Sullivan or whoever, and he was revolutionary, having Black entertainers. But it was a big thing back then, because the world was trying to deny our personhood. And so the process of taking back our dignity, that was the era that we grew up in. And we lived history. We lived Dr. King and all of the civil rights and all of that. We lived that. We watched that as children, how it transformed our lives. And then us going away to college and all of that. So the world has changed, and it's now changing again. And it's changing because the old systems of cruelty and oppression are falling away, never to be held up again. And there is resistance by those who benefited from the meanness. There is resistance from those who don't want hierarchies and discrimination to end, but they are ending, and we're making them end, and we're choosing to change the way we create this new reality. And one of the most powerful things has been the internet, and the fact that everybody now has a voice. Before it was just the major networks, and now individuals can create their own TV show to be watched on their computer. So we are experiencing a new empowerment. It used to be just the major companies, publishing companies, could have a media outlet. Well, now with online publications, if you can put together a sentence and you can produce some words and you can talk about events, you can create an online publication that not only can be seen everywhere in the world, can be seen daily. So we have a wonderful team that produces the on-air daily news, and we have a team that goes out and reports on the pertinent events in our lives. And we heard this Wednesday from our own Mama D, who's been a host on the Female Solution, and she's now a reporter and columnist with the on-air daily news. And we know that this week Chicago was visited by none other than Vice President Kamala Harris, a former vice president who many are wondering if she's going to run. Well, you know, there's a couple other people she might choose to support for president, but we know we're going to have some changes in that Oval Office soon. And our publisher and senior photographer, John L. Alexander, who you see everywhere, and you know, whether it's Bears games or Bulls games or all the political events, capturing history as it's happening, White House reporting and all of that, having a moment with the vice president here on the on-air daily news. We're reporting, and Mama D gave us her insight on that event in which it was remembered. Dr. King and his sacrifice was remembered, but also we take a look at, and she gave us some history about how the children were very instrumental in that struggle. And we're grateful to have her, and she'll be giving us insight from time to time as she reports on the issues of our time. And we are grateful for all of those who we get a chance to meet. Our mayor, who is doing a fabulous job and continues to stand strong, giving our dear sister, Mrs. Jacqueline Jackson, and you know she's got to be one strong woman. She has produced congressmen and talk show hosts and businessmen and educators, and held up one of the voices of the global community that is responsible for much of this transformative energy, the Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson Sr. And we know that that has been a voice that has inspired generations. And here his younger son, Yusuf, presiding over the Rainbow Push celebrations And Mama D, of course, was there to report on that. And we know that there has been revolution in Minneapolis as thousands protest ICE in and the streets of Minneapolis, fighting back against what feels like oppressive military forces. So much changing energy happening in the world. And just a few weeks ago, Chicago was the scene for thousands in the Muslim community coming and bringing a message of transformation, because what we are witnessing is a spiritual transformation of the earth. And people are realizing that it's the power of oneness, the power of unity, the power of the one collective decision that we are going to transform this society into a kind, loving, peaceful society. And we are going to make righteousness a way of life. And as one of the speakers said, oppression thrives when people of goodness remain silent. And as another speaker reminded us, in the United States, you have a right to petition your government. So we are not powerless. And of course, so many are doing the work that individuals can do when we choose to share, whether it's feeding the homeless, standing up for the rights of those who have been unfairly treated, and then all throughout this daily digital publication on air, which stands for, it's the publication of the online network of Associated Internet Radio Hosts, which is, of course, a global association of those who are using the internet to empower and inspire. And so we're going to introduce you to more of those voices of enlightenment. And we urge you to go to onair.dailynews.com, and you'll see many of our podcasts, people who we've introduced to you, and people who have given us insight, and those ideas that are transforming the world, and many who have ascended to great heights and are being recognized for their transformative work. So we want you to read every day On Air Daily News. Go to onair.dailynews.com, and we bring you inspirational stories of triumph, people who are transforming this world, people who may have transcended and gone on to higher heights, but are still having an impact. So we appreciate all of you who join us every day on the Female Solution Global Broadcast, because we are changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. I'm Naima Latif. Join us tomorrow once again for our fourth Saturday, and find out some of the wonderful talent among us so that we can cheer on our youth as they share their creativity. We appreciate you so very much. And if you've missed any broadcast, you can always go to thefemalesolution.com and see all of the social media platforms where our shows are produced, and you can see them on our website. Go to our YouTube channel, thefemalesolution.com. And of course, we are excited to once again be with you this Friday night. Join us next Friday, and we'll be on the case with Chinta Strausberg. So until that time, we want to make sure we acknowledge some of those who've joined us. Anna Robeson. Hey, Anna Robeson. We appreciate you so much, Anna Robeson. She said, I want to hear more. Don't go. Well, we only here for an hour. We got to go. And she says, hey, well, join us every day, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. and Saturdays and Sundays, 12 noon. Always a fabulous show. So until next time, we want you all to continue to shine your light. See you then.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, Dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, Ngiyabonga. Senegal, Jaref. Kenya, Asante. Israel, Toda. Pakistan, Shukriya. Afghanistan, Tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.